Welcome to Whips in the Dungeon and the Leather Journey. I'll probably put this little video clip up on both channels just for information. Just a little talk about whip practice. Whip practice started at the beginning of the pandemic when we weren't able to get out and go places, and a lot of people were doing educational things online using Zoom. And I've continued it throughout the pandemic and now post-pandemic. Once a month on the third Saturday of the month at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I set up Zoom in my living room or out here on my lanai, and people Zoom in from all over the world. And what's happened over the past 4 years is we started out charging a small fee for whip practice because there is an expense involved. I have to keep up my Zoom subscription and blah, 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 blah. But then after a while, we decided, no, we want to do it for free because we just want to encourage whip enthusiasts and people interested in dungeon play around the world to attend. And now what's happened is we're actually starting our, I think our 4th year of whip practice. I'm seeing the same 4 or 5 people show up every month. And I put the event up on FetLife. It's on the left side of my profile page. You'll see it there every month. You click and you RSVP on it. And what we decided kind of as a group last month was to do an experiment. My theory is because it's free, people RSVP and they have nothing to gain. Well, they have a lot to gain by coming to whip practice, but they have nothing to lose if life overcomes them and they decide at the last minute not to make it, or they don't put it in their calendar, or 101 reasons why you would RSVP for an event and then not show up. So in the sense of trying to eliminate no-shows, we decided maybe we should go back to charging a small fee for attending whip practice. That way, if you've paid $3 to come to an event and you choose not to come to the event, you still donated $3 toward the cause and encouraged the event to continue. So, starting in May, whip practice now costs $3 a month with a caveat. Caveat is the first month is free. So I encourage everybody, and we're doing it, the simple way is we're doing it through my Patreon page. So you go to my Patreon, you sign up, the first month is free, and then every month after that, you get auto billed for $3. There's a lot of content at Patreon that's not on my YouTube channels, that's not on my FetLife, in my FetLife gallery. So hopefully there's enough there that you would feel like you got your $3 worth. But we feel like if you're willing to put down a little bit of money, it'll go on your calendar, it'll become a sacred event, sacrosanct, and everyone will show up that RSVPs. And the RSVP process has changed slightly. On FetLife, it's a controlled event, so now when you RSVP, I approve your RSVP approval, and that process just puts your name on a list. I check my list against my Patreon list, and then when you Zoom in, you go to the waiting room, and I let the people in that have signed up for Patreon, that RSVP'd, and we have whip practice. It's a little more administratively for me, but the goal is to get everyone that signs up in RSVPs to actually show up. It's not a whip practice if you don't actually attend. So I encourage everybody, throw it home, practice with a sheepskin, practice with a t-shirt, practice all the techniques that I've showed you, and show up once a month for whip practice and share what you know about whips and learn a little bit from some of the other people around the world about whips in the dungeon. As always, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe, ring the bell, leave an appropriate comment, and now join my Patreon group and come to whip practice.